Hey, we had 100 subscribers a while ago. It's been a little bit, and I've been very busy for the past like week or week and a half or however long it's taken me to finally film this shit. Anyways, that's pretty cool. What? I have to do like a special? Shit. You know what? Let's use this as an excuse to review movies I haven't gotten to yet. That works. So I watched Dune recently. What? It came out 2 years ago. Shit. Well, I'm still talking about it. I don't care. This time, as always, spoilers ahead, but there's three movies in this video, so spoilers for all three of them. And hopefully, uh, the movie companies don't fuck me in the ass. So on a whim, me and my parental figure decided to finally watch this movie. And I get a lot of people that sing its praises like it's the next Star Wars. But, spoiler, it was not. I don't know why anybody was like, this is fucking amazing, because it really wasn't amazing. Not to me, at least. But I understand why you would enjoy this movie. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means. The biggest problem I had with it was how the story was presented. In the movie, you follow Timothy Chalamet's character, Paul. He's the son of a duke that is part of one of two factions of aliens. That's already weird, but it's fine. Not too complicated, right? The beginning of this movie isn't complicated. It's easy to follow, alright? Then we find out that the most dangerous planet in the universe houses the most valuable resource ever. Something that you need to literally travel through space, which is kind of important. So these two factions are fighting over control of the planet and the people in backhanded ways to get that resource, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't be extremely rich, and everybody wants to be extremely rich. This isn't a super complicated story when explained like that. It's just the way the information is presented in the movie. Like, I had to really think about that to write that down. In movies, I'm always one for show, don't tell. And even though that's what usually makes the movie interesting and easy to follow, Dune does not show me the things that were happening, they just explain it in super long exposition monologues that I genuinely got lost in, that they did like way too much. But that's probably the only biggest complaint I have about the movie. The movie's pretty good otherwise. I mean, the way it's shot is fucking beautiful. The CGI really elevates how the planet looks and how different each planet does look. It makes them feel distinct and like different from Earth. It's cool seeing like a desert planet that isn't just fucking Tatooine again. Like, we've seen that a lot. The acting is also pretty damn good. Like, I liked everybody in this movie, and I think they did a good job. It felt like everybody was trying. Everybody was on their A game, and you can tell. And I love it when you can tell that people are actually trying when acting in movies. And a lot of people put a lot of work into the visuals of this movie. You can see that the design, cinematography, it's just amazing. The sets are beautiful. They're phenomenal, and it makes these weird planets look super interesting. Like, I would want to go to these planets to see what they're actually like. The characters are enjoyable too, even though there's a lot of them. It's easy to lose characterization when there's a lot of people in a movie, so they do this pretty well. To name a few that are bad at doing that, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Star Wars prequels, and way too many other movies to spout off right now, because then this video would be an extra 5 minutes long. But in this, it just kind of works. Everybody feels like a real person. They have their own goals and motivations that are set up, and it actually makes sense why they're doing the things that they do. I actually really like Jason Momoa's character, who's very clearly a down-to-earth guy. I get it, because they're not on Earth. Who just gets along with others really well. He's easily incorporated into the Fremen on Arrakis because of how charismatic and nice he seems. He's just a guy who wanted, because he's fucking dead, to help the indigenous people of a war-torn planet. I mean, who doesn't want that? I mean, I thought Zendaya was gonna be in this movie more, and Timothy Chalamet and her were pretty focused on in the marketing for this film. So why is she only in it for the last like 30 minutes? I guess she was in those like weird dreams that Timothy has, but other than that, they meet like 2 hours into the film. I would give this a higher score if it didn't have the glaring problem of being too complicated. At least for my dumb brain, maybe everybody else exactly understood this movie the minute they watched it, alright? Afterwards, they knew exactly what had happened. But I didn't. I just saw it as like an overcomplicated Star Wars ripoff. It's just not exactly its own thing. Like, there's an evil emperor that wants to take over the galaxy, and an unsung chosen hero that has to put a stop to the evil bad guy comes in, but is only just learning how to use his special powers in the first movie, but slowly becomes a badass as the series goes on. That's just fucking Star Wars, bro. Anyways, Dune's like a 7 out of 10. I don't care, it's not bad. But if you like it more than that, then I respect that, because it's your opinion. What's next? Oh, it's Barbie? Let's go. Barbie. Oh, how I love this movie. And I'm being serious. I ironically and unironically love this movie. It's so stupid, yet so funny that I can't help but enjoy it, you know? This movie brings you on a ride, and it all starts with the characters. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about Barbie first. I mean, come on. It's her movie, bro. I actually do not find her character annoying at all to watch. I thought she wouldn't be that likable in this movie. She seemed kind of annoying from the marketing, but no, she was actually pretty cool. I think the best showcase of her characters when she had that beautiful scene of her visually taking in the real world for the first time, you know? The love, hate, and fleeting time that we're all experiencing is shown in that one scene. And then we're back to quirky and crazy moments that Ken is having. I really didn't find Barbie annoying. And Margot Robbie did a good job. Like she always does. No! You get back in your corner, Suicide Squad! Ken and the rest of the side characters are a lot of fun, though. This movie is mostly about Barbie, so there isn't like a super complicated arc that Ken goes through, and that's fine, you know? The one he does have is pretty good, learning that maybe the real world and its sexism isn't that great. Which I knew before going into the movie. But he's mostly just a fun character. He's not really meant to be taken seriously, and all the shit that he does is just wacky, crazy, quirky moments. That's really it. Also, he thinks horse run world. Did I have problems with this movie? Yeah, some of the jokes weren't really that funny, just kind of cringy, and some of the dialogue was weird. And I do love the lesson that the movie's trying to get across. But it's hard to take it seriously after all the batshit crazy stuff that happens like 10 minutes before it. Some people cried at the end of this movie, and I don't know how. Maybe I'm just emotionless, but I didn't. Like 10 minutes earlier, Ken thought the world was run by horses, and he's so stupid that he became sexist from reading a book. How do you take a movie seriously after that? Either way, sexism is bad. 8 out of 10. I will watch it again at some point, because it was great. What am I doing after that? Oh, it's Guardians Volume 3, let's go! Guardians 3 is a really good movie. Like, not even just for an MCU movie, it's just a good movie. So good, in fact, that I wanted to make a video about it when it came out, which was like 2 months before I started doing review videos, so that's how good it is. Sure, it has some dumb stuff, but this movie does so much for the characters that it makes up for all the stupid humor that it has sometimes. It dives deeper into Rocket's backstory, why he was made, and how he came to be who he is, and after seeing this, I kinda understand why he was so pissed and cynical in the first 2 Guardians. Dude went through hell on Earth, and nobody talked about it. He didn't tell anyone, and honestly, I feel that. It does a good job with the rest of the Guardians. Finally, everybody feels like a rounded person. It feels like a finale, and it's actually really bittersweet because we're probably not going to get a Guardians 4. And if we do, it'll be new characters. As much as I'd like to see a different team of Guardians, because you probably could just make a completely different roster and have it be the Guardians, I just miss the old one, you know? And it's really nice seeing Rocket finally fully come to terms with his past by himself. He didn't need anyone's help, he did it himself, and that's a real ass character arc, bro. Star-Lord is probably gonna be back, but I still like where he was left off. Not feeling so responsible or guilty for what he's done in the past and how he felt about Rocket, and going back to his grandpa was just a beautifully sweet moment. It was just really nice, you know? As for the rest of the Guardians, they did a good job. I mean, I don't really have that much interesting things to say about that. They just did a good job. And this movie's got a pretty simple story, but an interesting one. Using Rocket being fatally wounded as an excuse to, once again, dive deep into his character is exactly what I think that makes this movie so interesting. How everyone deals with the good chance that Rocket may die is handled differently from everyone. Some people take it seriously and some people don't. It all depends on who they are and their connection to Rocket. Obviously, Gamora doesn't give a fuck about him because they, technically, don't know each other, and it's really good storytelling. So, Guardians Volume 3 is definitely the best of the bunch. It's my personal favorite, and it's also actually funny. 8.5 out of 10, I really like it, and super refreshing compared to the most recent MCU entries. Wow, that's it. That's my 100 subscriber special. I actually have more than 100 subscribers right now. And I forgot to take a screenshot before it went up over 100, so yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, roll the outro.